Hello, and welcome to another episode of Broadcast Gaming Talk. So I don't know how many are aware of this information, but Valve has released a trailer for a new Half-Life game. That sentence in of itself has been said many times and has been proven to either be a bunch of lies or something about a fan game and not an officially made Half-Life game. In this case, it is an actual real game made by Valve. So this new game is called Half-Life Alyx, and the most important thing to note is that the game is a VR-only title. This isn't a bad thing, but to be honest, people who game in VR on consoles and PC are very, very small majority of people. Somewhere it was said that this is the first step into a new Half-Life universe, which excites a lot of people who have been talking about Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3 since the release of Half-Life 2 Episode 2. Now, the trailer itself looks halfway decent, but I feel that's trailers for any VR game in general, which leads to the actual game looking terrible. Now, I think that for a new Half-Life universe that begins with a VR-only game is not the right step because of the small number of people that own the equipment to play a VR game. But there's another side to this. Let's say instead of Half-Life Alyx that they released a trailer for Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3. I would be here wondering why they chose to do this now. I think that at this point, the idea of either of those games is going to be like Kingdom Hearts 3. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Kingdom Hearts 2 released in 2005, and then in 2019 they finally released Kingdom Hearts 3. A game that I imagine Kingdom Hearts fans thought would never happen in the first place, but Kingdom Hearts 3 gets made, and I have to imagine that most fans had really high expectations for Kingdom Hearts 3. I happen to know a fan that, after playing Kingdom Hearts 3, was pretty disappointed in the game and felt like she wasted her money buying a PS4 just to play it in like one or two other games. This relates to a Half-Life sequel because once Valve says any kind of real yes indication that one is coming, that basically anyone who's really excited about the game will have the highest of expectations for the game. And Valve will know the amount of work they have to put into the game because everyone will basically be expecting perfection out of a new Half-Life sequel game. Really, to be perfectly honest here, I would rather Valve not make Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3. I won't have the highest expectations of total perfection personally, but I know others will, and that if it's not perfect, then people are just gonna hate it. So, Valve is making a new Half-Life game that's VR only. I think it's really not the best decision. But coming out with Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3, I don't think would be the right time. Is there going to be a good time for those games to come out? Does Valve have to make those games at all? They've avoided making them for this long. I think they can go longer if they want to. But I do want Half-Life Alyx to do well, and I think that it would be great if Valve put in a way that you can play the game as a regular Half-Life game, not in VR. And the other thing I want to bring up that was actually said on Angry Joe's trailer reaction for Half-Life Alyx is that he said that another thing is that, we're kind of in that that Fortnite generation, the younger gamers. Are they gonna care about a new Half-Life game? Are they even gonna know what Half-Life is? I mean, that's not like a problem. I'm not trying to be one of those snobs of like, oh, you don't know what Half-Life is? You're not a real gamer. No, I'm not doing that here, but I'm just saying that there's a very small amount of people now that know about Half-Life or even actually enjoy Half-Life. So it's like, the fact that they're picking a niche of a niche to release this on is kind of a dumb idea. That's all I have to say, so if you want to add to the conversation, leave a comment below. As always, thanks for listening and goodbye.